Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be my top 10 personal favorite production packs or production facilities in Farming Simulator 22. Everything I'm going to go over, all of these production packs, they are all for all platforms. So whether you play on console or PC, you can download all these from the in-game mod hub. And again, they are also all from the in-game mod hub because of that. In addition to that, these are in no particular order. So these are just on here, and I'm just going to go through the top 10 that I've used or have seen and really enjoy using or really like the way that they work. So yeah, let me know what you guys like about this and which ones of these you guys use, and let me know what your favorite production facilities are down below in the comments. But regardless, let's go ahead and get right into it. All right, for number one, we have the Fermenting Silo by Omatana. There are tons of different styles of fermenters out there that will do different silages and stuff like that. This one will do grass, hay, and chaff. It doesn't do straw, which I know some of them do straw out there, but this one does not, which me personally, I think it's a little cheaty to make silage out of straw, so that doesn't bother me. But again, there are a ton of fermenters out there. This is just personally my favorite one that I like to use. This one will do 120,000 liters of silage a month, so it does kind of cook along at a pretty good rate. It's also not very expensive to buy. It only costs you $30,000 to buy, and it's also not very much money to run. This thing only costs you $2 a month if you are running it, so really cheap to run this thing. It also has a massive capacity. It will hold 2 million liters of each fill type, so that means it'll hold 2 million liters of grass, hay, and chaff, and then it'll also hold 2 million liters of silage as the output. So you can hold up to 8 million liters of material in this thing, which is pretty impressive. It doesn't take a lot of space either. You can see it's not a crazy big building. Yeah, there's smaller ones out there, I'm sure. I've used smaller ones before, but this one I just like the style of and like how simple it is, and it still doesn't take up that much space. And it matches Omatana's other silos, which I like to use on my farm, such as her multi-fruit silo, which holds millions of liters. But yeah, and I've used this on several maps before, so you guys have probably seen this if you've watched any of my series before. But there you guys go. That's the Fermenting Silo by Omatana. For number two, you can't do a top 10 production mods without this. This is the Donut Production by Yoast Modding. Donuts are just fun to make. They are. You can make 3 types of donuts with this thing. You can make glazed donuts, strawberry donuts, and chocolate donuts, which is awesome. It takes flour, sugar, milk, eggs, and butter as kind of the main ingredients to make all of those donuts. So all 3 of those donuts will require that. But you can add strawberries or chocolate if you'd like to make either the strawberry donuts or the chocolate ones. The glazed ones will just take those base ingredients. So pretty straightforward, easy to use. It's kind of like just a different style of bakery because you're baking donuts or frying donuts, however you want to make them. It's only $15,000 to buy. So yeah, again, 50 grand, not a big deal to buy this thing. And the production costs are only $60 a month, so it's also not too expensive to run. And if you are actually cooking out donuts pretty well, you can make between $23,000 and $27,000 a month in profit from these donuts. That's not money you're making selling donuts. That's profit over your costs. So just be aware of that. I have used this factory in my No Man's Land series, so you can check it out there. And I also do have a guide video on this as well if you want to go into more detail on the profitability and how this thing works. I'll put a card up on the screen right now so you guys can check that out. Again, it's not a crazy long video or anything like that. It just kind of gives you some of the details about this if you're interested in using it. Moving on to number 3, this one is kind of controversial, I'll be honest. A lot of people had some pretty negative comments when I did a video on this, but this is the Metal and Gem Production by Superfly1842. It made it into my top 10 because this is one of my favorite kind of random productions that adds something new to the game. Is it farming? I mean, not really. It's kind of like more mining, but I think it's kind of a cool, just kind of ulterior thing you can do on your farm or just when you're playing the game. And that's the beautiful thing about Farming Simulator is you can kind of play the game however you want. So it may not be for everyone, and if it's not, no big deal. Just don't download it. Easy peasy. But yeah, anyhow, I think it's pretty cool. You can make gold or get gold, silver, gems, and diamonds, and then you can use those to make jewelry, silverware, and golden cat statues, which is kind of interesting. There are several buildings in this pack. The one you're seeing on your screen is the Stone Quarry, which just makes stones. It's $175,000 to buy that building. There is also the Stone Wash Plant, which makes pay dirt from the stones that you get from this building or from your fields, and that's $145,000 to buy. Then there's the Metal and Gem Refinery, which is where you're going to put your pay dirt. That's going to make your silver, your gems, your diamonds, and your gold, and it's $95,000 to buy. And then you can sell those right off the bat. If you wanted to sell the gold, silver, gems, and diamonds, you'll make plenty of money doing that. Or if you wanted to take it a step further, for $70,000, you can buy the Jewelry Production, which makes all those other valuable goods, such as the jewelry, silverware, and golden cat statues. So Kind of depends on what you want to do. I do have a guide video out, as I kind of mentioned on this as well. I'll put a card up on the screen for you guys. So there is a lot to this pack, so it might be worth watching that video before you get into it, just so you know kind of what's going to be involved in it and how much money you can make. I go into the profitability pretty deep on that video as well. But yeah, there'll be a card up on your screen at some point during this. This is a great pack if you want something just a little bit different. Again, like I said, it's not farming, but it's something a little bit different, kind of keep you entertained. You can make a lot of money doing this as well, so it's very profitable. But yeah, something for you guys to check out. Moving on to number 4, I have the Straw Processing by NYKK3. This is not one that I've actually used in a series yet. I did do a video on this, which I will actually just put a card up on your screen right now. Might as well, since I mentioned the video. You can check it out if you want to learn about the profitability and how this thing works. But I do like the concept of this, and it's quite unique. And yeah, there's not really anything else. Again, like I said, it's unique. There's nothing else really out there like it. What this does is take straw, which normally is pretty much useless other than if you're doing animals. You can sell straw in straw bales, but you're not going to make a lot of money off of that. It's not going to be a big game changer for you. So what this does is actually makes straw useful. This will intake straw and create either straw crates or straw accessories for you to sell, and those sell for quite a bit of money. You can, if you have this thing running at full force, you can burn up to 480,000 liters of straw a month. So this thing will definitely cook through any straw you give it. You can make close to $75,000 profit every month off of this, and it only costs $70,000 to buy. So you'll make profit in the first month if you're throwing straw at this thing. The costs are around $240 a month as well if you're running it, so that's your production cost there. I should also note as well, this does require water as an additional input, so that profit might be down if you have to buy your own water, but if you can get water from a stream or somewhere free in game, that'll definitely help you out. But really cool mod, the Straw Processing by NYKK3. For number 5, we have the Clothing Factory by Grimlock RRC. This is a very simple yet very useful factory. Normally, if you have wool or cotton and you want to create clothes, you have to take that to a spinnery and create fabric. So the spinnery will create your fabric from your wool or cotton, and then you take the fabric and you take it to a tailor shop to make your clothes. This allows you to skip kind of the spinnery process of that. So what you can do is you can take your cotton and wool to this facility and it'll make them directly into clothes. The thing I also really like about this factory is it is not a kind of cheaty factory. Yes, you're skipping a process, but it's not unreasonable. This is bigger than the tailor shop and spinnery, so if you really are thinking about it, both of those theoretically could be happening inside of this pretty simply. And it gives you the same ratios as if you had done it the old-fashioned way. So if you take cotton and you put it through a spinnery and then through a tailor shop, you'll get the same amount of clothes as if you put cotton through this, and same goes for wool. I do have a guide out on this as well if you want to check it out. I'll put a card up on the screen for that if you want to know more about the profitability and how this works. And I think I also took a deep dive into the ratios. So if you are wondering how I got that math, you can check it out there as well. You'll also only be able to make about 3,000 liters of clothes a month max. So even if you're running this thing at full capacity, I think it's with cotton you make that many clothes. I think with wool it's less than that. But even if you're running at full capacity, you're not going to get rich quick off of this. It's not a get rich quick scheme. You would need several of these to make a lot of clothes and stuff like that, but it's still a pretty cool factory. And it's only $90,000 to buy, which is definitely cheaper than buying a tailor shop and a spinnery. I believe the tailor shop itself is 90 grand and the spinnery is 60 grand. I could be wrong about that, but this is definitely a cheaper option and just an easier option for you guys to kind of simplify clothing. For number 6, this is the Farm Supply Productions. This is another great pack by Omatana. I'm a big fan of Omatana's mods, as you guys probably know from watching my channel. And to be fair, everyone should be a fan of Omatana's mods because they're very well done. But anyhow, this is, like what you actually see on this one, I should say, is there's actually 2 buildings. The one on the left is its own building, the one on the right is a different building, and I'll explain what each of those do. But the reason I wanted to mention that is because they are designed to kind of be able to sit together like that and be placed close together, which is pretty cool. I was able to do that without any crazy mods, so on console you could do it as well. Yeah, it's very good. I am using this mod very actively on my Pig Farmer series as well if you want to see more of kind of how it works. But the 2 buildings are designed to do 2 different things. The one on the, I believe it's the left, the one on the left is the farm production. It's only $20,000 to buy. This allows you to make products from flour, including corn flour, all the way up to clothes. So you can make a lot of different products for your farm. The one on the right side is the farm supply production, which is also $20,000 to buy. And this allows you to make goods helpful for your farm. That includes silage from either straw, chaff, hay, or grass, So again, you have the straw in there as kind of a little bit of cheatier way to get silage if you want to do it that way. Plus a recipe where you ferment your silage and add water to get digestate as well as the silage. So you kind of get digestate as an extra byproduct. You can also make hay, TMR, mineral feed, seeds, solid fertilizer, lime, liquid fertilizer, and finally, the reason I like it is it has the best recipes for pig food to be very efficient, which is why I use it on my Pig Farmer series. But very cool mod, well done by Omatana. Make sure you guys check it out. Moving on to number 7, we have the Farm Dairy by Disturbed Simulations. I'm only giggling because this is the 4th time I've had to record this bit of the video because I just can't use words anymore. But anyhow, this is a very simple production facility. It's nice because instead of paying $70,000 for the base game dairy, which is huge, you can buy this smaller one for only $10,000. And the recipes are the same, so you're not cheating or anything like that. You can just use it as a normal dairy, and you're going to make your cheese, chocolate, and butter just as you normally would in the regular dairy. But if you did want to cheat, there is a cheaty version available in this pack that's $30,000 to buy. It has the same recipes, the same ratios and everything like that for your chocolate, your cheese, and your butter, but the advantage is it has crazy fast production speeds. So if you wanted to produce a massive amount of those things, you would use it and it would work very well for you. This also does add raw milk as an additional product, which you can make by adding milk into it. So basically you're taking the raw milk from your cows and making raw milk. I don't understand the concept behind it, but you can convert regular milk into raw milk somehow, and you can sell that as an extra product. Moving on to number 8, we have the wood production facility, which is also by NYKK3. This is a very helpful production that I found. This allows you to make wood from seeds and water, and if you added slurry or manure, you can increase that production speed as well. Basically, it has 2 different recipes. One only requires seeds and water, and then one is seeds and water plus either slurry or manure, and it just basically increases your production speed from there. This way you can make wood products without having to engage in forestry. So if you hate forestry, but you wanted to make some of the products for maybe the Platinum expansion, or you just needed planks or something for whatever you're doing, this would be an easy way to make it without having to do any stupid forestry work. I've used this mod extensively as well. I use it a lot on my Frontier series, so I know it works well, and I really enjoyed it, and it's very profitable. There are 2 sizes in this wood production pack. They're both under greenhouses as well. You're not going to find these under productions. They do technically come under greenhouses, though they work like regular production facilities. There's a small one for $20,000 and a medium one, which is the one on your screen, for $30,000. But depending on which one you have, the small one makes about 4,000 liters of wood a month, and the big one can make up to 8,000 liters of wood a month. So you also can make planks too. So if you needed planks, you can use this to make planks instead. It's the same recipe. It just takes or outputs planks instead of trees. So you can do that as well if you wanted to just kind of simplify things. But it doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's an easy way to get out of doing forestry work. For number 9, we have the Farm Sawmill by the Lort. This is probably my favorite sawmill in the game, period. And I'll explain why. It isn't crazy or super special, but it's quite simple, and that's why I like it. You can now make furniture and wood planks, which are the products you'd normally make at most sawmills. Obviously, the Platinum ones add some stuff, and there's some other modded ones out there that do different things, but that's the basic one. And instead of having to buy a very expensive sawmill that is somewhere random on the map, or even a larger modded one, this one you can build on your farm for only $10,000, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I use this extensively on No Man's Land. This was critical to my operations on my No Man's Land series. So if you want to find out more about it and how it works for me, you can check it out on there. But anyhow, this can easily create 9,600 liters of planks or 1,080 liters of furniture a month. So it's pretty straightforward. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it's going to make all the planks and stuff that you need from your forest and stuff like that. What I really like about it, and kind of the way I'd recommend using it, is if you're kind of doing some pioneering or something like that, place this thing down. It's only $10,000, and then all the trees you can put into it, instead of selling the trees directly, you can put them into this. So that way you can make planks to make a little bit more money, or furniture to make a little bit money off your trees, and then sell them. And then when you're done, just sell this thing off. Easy peasy. All right, and finally, for number 10, we have the Yard Production Pack by Omatana. This used to also be called the Farm Production Pack. I should note that as well. But then they released the Farm Production Pack DLC, which we don't need to talk about. Obviously, it's not in my top 10, never will be. But anyhow, I do have a guide video out on this Yard Production / Farm Production Pack by Omatana, not the other one, by Omatana, this one, the good one. The video, I will put just a quick card up on your screen right now, so if you want to check it out, just understand that it is mistitled. It's titled the Farm Production Pack, but it's actually called the Yard Production Pack now. but when it came out, it was the farm production pack. But now we have that out of the way. This is my all-time favorite production pack. I know I said they were in no particular order in this video, and that is true up until now. The other ones were great and I love them, but this is my absolute favorite. I love this one. I use this on pretty much every series. Why? Why is it my favorite? Well, there's several reasons. For starters, you can make pretty much all of the base game products with this pack. You can also make 10 new types of products, so it helps spice things up a little bit, and the buildings are small and cheap. Well, at least the one you see on the right. The one on the left is the larger version, and there's a few different styles for each of these, but I put one of the larger ones on the left and one of the smaller ones on the right, and we'll talk about that as we go. But because of how cheap these buildings are, you can get into productions on your farm really early on. The cheapest one in the pack are only $10,000 to buy, and that's going to be the price for the one you see on the right on your screen. And these buildings, at least out of the small ones in the pack, take up hardly any room. Just as you can see, it's a very small building, and they're all multi-purpose, so they don't just make one product. They make multiple different products, from the new products to the base game products. There are a total of 23 buildings in this pack, giving you a lot of options for what your factory will look like and what it will manufacture. You can also buy the larger ones in this pack if you wanted to go a little bit bigger or change it up a little bit, and you can see those on the left. Those are $50,000 to buy. But anyhow, this is a very cool pack and I highly recommend it. You definitely need to check it out. Check out my video on it, or check out anything Omatana has done on it. It's a great pack. You need it on your farm. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, let me know down in the comments what your favorite productions are, and let me know if you guys have used any of these ones out here. But that's what I got for you guys. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Farmer Cop channel, and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.